Good afternoon, class. All right, so today we are going to learn about adjectives. You may have done this before with Miss Guerra or your other substitutes, but I thought for writing purposes and just in general for grammar, this is a great thing to go over and always get more practice on. So what are adjectives? The definition of an adjective describes it as are words that are used to describe or give description to people, places, or things. So they're a simple word that just gives description to give better details about a certain thing, person, or place. These words can help give information about age, size, shape, color, material, purpose, feelings, and personality. As you can tell, I had a lot of fun creating this and with the things you can do on PowerPoint, so you'll be seeing lots of this throughout this lesson. And anyway, again, so these just gives better description. So you could say the young boy is 8 years old. So that's age. So it's describing that he's young and how old he is. Or you could say, I am sad that I am not back at school. So no, you wouldn't use sad. You would say upset. So you could say, I am upset I'm not back at school because of this issue going on. So upset would be your adjective because it gives feelings and describes how you're feeling. Something like personality might be like, Joshua has a great personality or a very friendly personality. Friendly would be your adjective because it describes what kind of person they are. So let's see some examples of adjectives. Some are starving, chilly, rude, freezing, huge, great, funny, kind, clumsy, silly, tricky, and hard. So you could say like, usually around 12:30, I am starving for lunch. And starving would be your adjective. Or you could say clumsy. Cynthia is clumsy when walking down the stairs. You could say Tyler is silly during math class, and silly would be your adjective because it's describing his behavior. And you could also say writing essays is a hard task for me to do because hard explains that this task isn't something that's simple for you. And these are just some more adjectives that describe or emotions that describe the adjectives. So sometimes you might feel satisfied. You're content with something. You might be anxious. You're nervous about it. You might be hesitant, which means you're kind of indecisive. You don't know which thing to choose. Eager means you're excited. I'm like eager to go back to school. Joyful means you're just happy. And ashamed means you're kind of embarrassed. So if you were to say, I am ashamed of not completing my homework, your adjective would be ashamed because it's describing your feelings on how you feel about not doing your homework. So let's check out some more. This is just a bigger list of adjectives. These are not all the adjectives. There's hundreds and hundreds of them, but these are just some of the most common ones you will see in second and third and even fourth grade. So on here we got happy. I'm happy today because, it's a great day or it's almost the weekend. The girl who sits in our class is quiet. Quiet describes what kind of her mood, that she's maybe a little bit shy. You would say, I think that house down the block is ugly. It just gives description on what you think the house is like. Skunks are smelly creatures. It describes what kind of smell and gives more description about the animal of a skunk. So let's find the adjective in this sentence. Ben is an adorable baby. So I'll give you a few seconds to see if you can figure out what word is the adjective. And yes, the adjective is adorable because adorable describes the baby. Adorable describes the baby. And in this case, the adjective's always going to describe something. They live in a huge house. So what word is describing another word? The adjective is huge, correct, because it gives the description on how big the house is, how small it is, and it's, in fact, a huge house. Cupcakes are my favorite dessert. They are so tasty. Now, what word is describing the cupcakes? That's your hint. Tasty. Yep, tasty describes it because it's not saying. Another adjective would be cupcakes are my least favorite dessert. They taste yucky. Yucky would be your adjective. She has 4 siblings, so this one's kind of a tricky one. Remember, what is giving more description about something in this sentence? She has 4 siblings. 4, because we know she has siblings, but this gives insight on how many siblings she has. So this is telling us she doesn't have 3, she doesn't have 8, she has 4. It gives us an exact number and it gives us details on it. There is a green tree in my backyard. Now this one can be tricky because there's lots of words in it, but what is describing something or giving more description to it? Green. It's green because green describes what kind of tree it is. It's not if there is a tall tree in my backyard, that would be another one, or it's anything that describes the tree. So the tree is the subject, but what kind of tree is it? It could be a purple tree, it could be a large tree, it could be a small tree, it could be a crazy tree, whatever it could be. So we know that the adjective here is green because it's describing the tree. So for homework tonight, you're going to have 3 worksheets. 2 of them you are going to have to pick out what is the adjective. And the 3rd worksheet is you are going to write me 5 sentences where you make the adjective for. So you have to think of it on your own, but create sentences and get creative, but including adjectives. If you need help, you can always go back to this document, this PowerPoint, or you can always go back to here. This has a bunch of adjectives for help. Let me know if you have any questions. Good luck.